Imagine walking into a room where everyone is laughing, chatting, and putting on their best social mask. But in the corner, there's one man who isn't trying to impress anyone, isn't forcing fake smiles, and isn't feeding into shallow games. He's watching, listening, observing, yet saying little. That man is a Sigma male, and while most people underestimate the quiet observer, what they don't realize is that he's already 2 steps ahead. He doesn't need to expose fake friends with loud confrontations or dramatic scenes. Instead, he outspeeds them in silence, outsmarts them without lifting a finger, and lets time itself reveal who they truly are. Today, you're going to see how Sigma males outsmart fake friends every single time, and the methods they use are unlike anything you'd expect. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on more mind-opening insights like this one. Now let's begin with the truth. Fake friends aren't always obvious. They don't walk into your life wearing a neon sign that says, "I'm going to betray you." No, they come dressed as companions, as shoulders to lean on, as people who smile to your face but secretly resent your success. And this is where most people fail. They get blinded by appearances, fooled by flattery, and lured into traps of emotional dependency. But not the Sigma male. A Sigma knows that actions always speak louder than words, and over time, people cannot hide their true selves. So instead of rushing to trust or jumping into emotional bonds, a Sigma stays patient. He listens more than he talks. He notices details others overlook, and he lets people reveal their intentions through consistency or the lack of it. This patience alone gives him a massive advantage over fake friends who thrive on rushing connections and building trust quickly. For example, imagine a fake friend who always calls you when they need a favor, but mysteriously disappears when you need them. The average person might take months or even years to realize this pattern, but a Sigma picks up on it almost immediately. Why? Because he doesn't measure friendship by how often someone shows up during good times. He looks at who's around when times are dark, when money is tight, when opportunities are gone, and fake friends hate this test because they know they'll fail it. Sigmas let them fail without even needing to say a word. What's even more interesting is how Sigma males use silence as a weapon. While most people rush to call out fake behavior, Sigmas prefer a subtler strategy. They don't fight fake friends with emotional explosions or dramatic accusations. Instead, they simply withdraw energy. They stop feeding the relationship, stop giving validation, and stop responding to manipulative tactics. And this silent retreat does more damage than any confrontation ever could. Because for fake friends, attention is fuel. Without it, they starve. Without it, they reveal their true colors. This is why so many fake friends end up exposing themselves when they realize a Sigma won't play their game. Another thing that sets Sigma males apart is their ability to read between the lines. They pay attention not just to what people say, but how they say it. The tone, the hesitation, the forced laugh, the little inconsistencies. Those are the signals a Sigma uses to decode someone's real intentions. A fake friend may congratulate him on a success, but the Sigma hears the faint bitterness hiding behind the words. A fake friend may pretend to support his ideas, but the Sigma notices the quick eye roll, the subtle sigh, or the slight sarcasm. While most people get carried away by the surface of communication, Sigmas dissect the undercurrent. They understand human psychology so deeply that manipulation rarely slips past unnoticed. But here's the thing. Sigmas don't just identify fake friends, they also protect themselves from them in a way that seems almost effortless. They do this by refusing to build their identity around social validation. Fake friends thrive on exploiting people who desperately seek approval, who are afraid of being alone, who measure their worth by how many friends they have. But a Sigma male, he's perfectly fine being alone. He doesn't need a crowd to feel powerful. In fact, he thrives in solitude. This independence makes him unshakable. A fake friend can't threaten to leave him because he's not dependent on their presence in the first place. He can walk away at any moment without hesitation, and that freedom terrifies manipulators. Think of it like a chess game. Most people play emotionally. They panic when they lose a piece, they rush their moves, they get distracted by short-term plays. But the Sigma plays with patience, with strategy, always thinking 10 steps ahead. When a fake friend tries to trap him with guilt, manipulation, or flattery, he doesn't react impulsively. Instead, he observes, calculates, and lets the fake friend dig their own hole. By the time the fake friend realizes what's happening, the Sigma has already outmaneuvered them without even breaking a sweat. Let's take a common situation: betrayal. A fake friend might gossip behind a Sigma's back, trying to damage his reputation. Most people would explode in anger, confront them, or start their own counter-gossip, but not a Sigma. He understands that a reputation built on lies will collapse on its own. Instead of lowering himself into the drama, he quietly distances himself, protects his peace, and lets others discover the betrayal naturally. And when the truth eventually surfaces, the fake friend ends up exposed while the Sigma remains untouched. This is the silent rebellion of the Sigma male, winning without fighting, exposing without speaking, conquering without needing recognition. But perhaps the most powerful thing about how Sigma males outsmart fake friends is their authenticity. Fake friends hate authenticity because it shines a light on their fakeness. While they're busy pretending to be someone they're not, the Sigma stays real, raw, and unapologetically himself. And authenticity is magnetic. It attracts genuine people while pushing away those who can't handle truth. That's why fake friends often feel uncomfortable around Sigmas. They sense that their mask won't last long in his presence, that he sees through the performance, that he won't play along with the act. Sooner or later, they either leave on their own or get quietly cut off by the Sigma without any drama. Now you might wonder, doesn't this lonely approach make Sigmas bitter? Doesn't it isolate them too much? The reality is quite the opposite. By outsmarting fake friends, Sigmas create room for something far more valuable: authentic connections. They'd rather have one real friend than 10 fake ones. They'd rather stand alone than walk with people who secretly wish to see them fail. And that's where their power lies. Fake friends cannot survive in a Sigma's world, because in a world where masks get exposed and silence speaks louder than words, only the genuine remain. If you've ever been burned by a fake friend, you probably know how painful it is to realize someone wasn't who you thought they were. But this is where you can learn from Sigma males. You don't need to confront every liar, expose every manipulator, or fight every battle. Sometimes the smartest move is to step back, stay silent, and let people reveal themselves. Sometimes winning means refusing to play the game altogether. And that's the ultimate Sigma strategy: outsmarting without effort, defeating without conflict, and living in truth while others get lost in lies. So the next time you sense someone in your life isn't genuine, remember, you don't need to prove them wrong, you don't need to argue, and you don't need to expose them publicly. All you need to do is follow the Sigma way: observe, detach, and let their own actions betray them. Because when the dust settles, fake friends always collapse under the weight of their own pretenses, while the Sigma male walks away untouched, stronger, and wiser than before.